Kale, what's up? Very nice that you're in here. Yeah, you are. Hit that like button. Be the first on it, too. There you go. Jason, what's up? What are you two no goods up to? Well, there's five of you now, so what are you five no goods up to? What's the deal with coming to the store in your pajamas anymore? I don't get it. Alright, switch to your computer. What up, Michael? New job in the works, huh? Well, hell, see if you can get enough money out of them where you can retire me, too. Sign cutter, been a minute. What's going on with you? Getting things ready for the winter. Hell, I thought you lived down in Arizona or something. Y'all don't even know how to spell winter. And yeah, I know that's a lie. Had to catch my breath. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, y'all get that damn wind blowing down there. That stuff will cut you as bad as up north. They say it's a different heat in Arizona. It's a different cold in Arizona, too. I like Nevada. You get out there, Las Vegas, that's a whole different code. Yeah. What up, Sea Hill? Come on and say hi. Don't come on bitching about fuel prices. Well, that's cool. So what are you getting ready for winter, you or the truck? Well, hi, Hill. I didn't even see you come in. Or something. Michael, how far did you make it? I made it about halfway back up to the yard. Got some kind of brake issues on my trailer. It's a brand new one, too. Did you pass? That's the question. I don't mean gas. Did you pass the level 3? Uh-huh. Hi, Jesse. So you liked my last video there, did you, Kale? Did you have to hold your nose in order to take your medicine? Hi, Jason. No, what? You didn't like it, or no, you didn't have to hold your nose? I want you to share it, man. Need to get the word out to folks. They need to vote. Oh, cool. All right, Michael, have fun. Oh, he can't be saved, but we can tell him to have fun. We used to tell each other out here, speed safely. I'm probably going to drive somebody crazy because I'm fixing to cut my fingernails. They're driving, and see, this is another thing you need to get for your truck. A little kit. They come in handy. You need your little personal hygiene kit that you keep within reach. You got to have your back scratcher. And you damn sure need a fly swatter. This fingernail's been driving me nuts for a little while. But it's hard to cut your fingernails driving down the road, so I don't do that no more. But that one had been driving me crazy. Which I know is a short trip. Okay. That other channel I mentioned, which one you talking about? The Patreon? If you go to the, what is it? The About page on here, on YouTube or on the Facebook. I have a Facebook channel for this too, Simple Living with Papa Joe. Go to the About page on either one of them, and you should, at the very bottom, you should see Patreon. I was just over there tonight, still trying to learn it, and I seen where it said to go live, so I went live, and evidently that's only for chatting. It wasn't a video. And I had 4 people come in, but evidently they couldn't comment. Well, hell, that's a one-sided conversation. But I'm learning it. So, I'm learning it. It's a slow process. Yeah, I don't think that's spelled quite right, but it's close. It's a support channel for on here's what it is. It's for those that want to help support my channel. And I've got some plans for it once I get stuff figured out. Me and Grandma do some arts and crafts once in a while. And we used to do them a lot. And we kind of got out of it. And as we get our house sorted out and situated, you know how that can drag out. We have tons of our stuff that we have done over the years. We got miscellaneous parts. Hi, Jesse. You didn't like just doing the proxy howdies? You had to come on? Cool. Did you watch my other video with Kale? Did anybody listen to President Trump today? I didn't look. Uh, Carlos said he was going to post his YouTube onto the Facebook page so everybody could hear it. But everything he said today was the truth, and a lot of it was repeating what I'd said a week ago about that caravan. Am I the only one that's tired of hearing politicians tell us, say that that's what we're not about? How the hell do they know what we're about? They ain't got a clue what we go through. Hey, don't start bossing my girlfriend around, Kale. Hey, she done met me. You better be careful. I am the chick magnet. Tell him, Jesse. He's probably sitting right there on the couch by him, so just hit him. Tell him quit being bossy. See, I could get him, but I'll be nice. I don't know. Why would I want to start a habit like that of being nice? Uh-huh. Don't start talking dirty to me now. No, I won't do you that way. It's supposed to be a family channel, and I have to remind myself of that once in a while. I think it's Patron. I can't look, I'm on my phone. But go to the About page. There should be a link on it on the bottom of the About page for it. If not, are you a member on the Facebook page? There should be a link on the bottom of that. Well, he came to the right room for that. I should have shot Carlos a message, but we've talked a couple of times today, quite a while. Should have told him I was going live. We had some stuff we were going to try out on here. Okay, I did spell it wrong then. Okay. It ain't working. Yeah, and I appreciate anybody that goes and supports the channel. I don't care if it's only $1 a month. That's one more dollar goes towards my phone bill. And if I had 300 of you, I'd get my phone bill paid. Well, actually about 310, but this is a busy little truck stop here. There's a video I put up about the Midway truck stop, bragging about them, showed their menu and inside and all that. I would stop in here when I got a chance on Friday night for all you can eat catfish, and they do pretty good on their catfish. Made it here last night, raining, and they was closed permanently. Bummed me out too. I'd already decided I quit early and decided this was the place I was going to quit at. Had myself all hyped up for a good country meal. They're like, bummer. And now here I am here again tonight. This is where I started this morning. It's where I'll start tomorrow morning. It's actually the halfway point between Houston and my yard. Oh, goodness. I won't be on here too long tonight. I'm a tired puppy. And I got to get up super early. Damn, I've done been stopped almost 2.5 hours. So what do y'all want to talk about tonight? I know we don't want to... Oh, well, thank you, Kale. Kale is my new subscriber. And I appreciate the support. Oh, quit it. That ain't what you was supposed to do. How in the world did I do that? Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. Especially when it comes to this computer nonsense. Bob and Joe for president and Carlos for vice president. The world couldn't handle me. I'm not politically correct, in case you hadn't noticed. And I don't use a bunch of them fancy words. So when you going out, Kale? I hear you. Huh. I'm watching this couple. There's a game room across the road. I thought it was an exchange place, but evidently they play games in there too. And then this place has got the little gambling machines in it. He must be playing some kind of video games, and she's coming back over here to gamble, and she keeps going back and forth. So she must be running out of money. Well, now, did you already vote? Did you do early voting? You need to vote, young man. Now, if you lean towards being a Democrat, you vote Thursday. They're trying to keep us separated at the polls this year. Republicans and conservatives vote on Tuesday. Democrats and liberals vote on Thursday. Tell all your Democratic friends that. If they believe they're talking heads in the media, they'll believe you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I wonder if I can get a hold of it. What are you talking about? Bad word, bad word. I'm thinking of a bad word. I'm multitasking. Well, not really. I'm stumbling. Oh, no, I ain't playing that. I really don't like computers and modern technology. Grant, I tried calling you a while ago. Voting is Tuesday. Early voting has started in most states a week ago. But most states you have to register for early voting. Grant, was you on Patreon earlier? What's up, JJ? Was you on Patreon when I went live 20 or 30 minutes ago, whatever it was? Yes, you do have to join it. And they require you to donate at least $1 a month to the channel. Well, sorry about the migraine. Good night, hon. Thanks for stopping in. Well, I was playing around in there, Grant, and I thought I'd found where I could go live as in a video, and it turned out it was a live chat, and I had 4 people that showed up, but nobody else was commenting, so the one-sided conversation with me, I was trying to figure out if I just had people that didn't want to talk or if it only showed my comments. Aaron, what's up? Let me tell you something there, Aaron. I just had a conversation last week with a young man that he don't like double clutching, and he's not double clutching very much, and they're not making him double clutch. And I was trying to tell the young man that you need to really get good at double clutching. True that when you're out on the road on your own, yes, you will float gears. More than likely, everybody does that I know of. But you need to know how to double clutch. You will find yourself getting in a situation where you don't need to think about double clutching or anything else. It needs to be a natural reaction. So where some drivers are going to tell you you don't need it, that you're going to float gears, they're full of bull. Take it from me. Learn how to double clutch. Master it if you can, which nobody can truly master it. But get it where it is second nature. It is very important. No, once you get out here, you won't do it that often. But trust me, you will find yourself in a situation where you need to be able to double clutch right now. Just my word. Good night, hon. Okay, I guess the Army could do that to you. As an old jarhead, I don't understand that, but that's okay. You think you joined? Well, good. Glad to hear the backing went good. You know, I ain't heard no more about them doing away with that 30-minute break. There for a little while they was talking about that. That one congresswoman was. You mean on your double clutching? If I tell you, will you do it? What, for the double clutching, Grant? Well, it could be going up a mountain. I messed up crossing a railroad track once. There wasn't no train coming. But I was talking to Grandma and lost where I was in it and shifting that through my gears on it. Heavy load, you know how you get. And I like, oh shit. So there are different scenarios that you could have to do it. But any way you look at it, you need to be able to do it. There's Carlos. Carlos, that deal you did earlier is not working. Just so that you know. Well, Grant, I can do all of them. I float, I skip, I double clutch, I drive an automatic. But if you're driving a big truck, you need to know how to double clutch. Sounds like he got a flat on his boat trailer. Well, that ain't true, because whatever the deal is on here, I can't do that. I tried a while ago, just to make sure. So many of me more is teaching automatics, it's pitiful. That's why I tell them that if they can learn to drive anything, I don't care if it's 8-speed, 10-speed, anything, don't let them give you that little stamp on your CDL that says automatic only. You are really cutting yourself out of a lot of opportunities for jobs. Now, once you've been out here a couple years and you know how to shift gears, you know how to float gears, you know how to work a transmission, which that's where a lot of drivers, these newer drivers, don't understand to make the transmission do the work, not the motor. They don't understand that. But still, once you've been out here and you know how to drive a truck, then you can go and be lazy like me and drive an automatic. That's just my opinion. Carlos, did you see I went live on Patreon earlier? It didn't work out the way I'd hoped, but I did go live. We got some work to do over there, young man. Well, if you'd rather drive a stick, you just have to pick and choose what company that you go to. You're going to have to choose and pick what school you go to. The bigger companies are doing the automatics because they don't have as near as much repairs to their trucks. The big mega companies go through so many new drivers that they're tearing up clutches and transmissions and everything else. And it's easier to get them out on their own. You know, they can send them out with a trainer, and in just a few days they can have them out in their own truck. Literally. I don't agree with a bunch of it, but they didn't ask my opinion. And I bet they don't watch my channel. Alright, Hill, take it easy. Oh yeah, you figured out how to ban him? Good. Well, I got dehydrated today. Sensei, what's up? That wasn't his kids. That was Kale. You didn't know he was that short, did you? My, oh my. Oh, I'm in Gilmer, Texas. If you go back through the archives, somewhere you'll see a video on Midway Truck Stop. That's where I wound up stopping tonight. Yeah, I'll get home a little bit late, but that's all right. I won't get home till Saturday morning sometime. But that's just so that I can be off for election Tuesday morning. So instead of Saturday, Sunday, I'm taking Sunday, Monday, and instead of leaving out Monday morning, I'll leave out Tuesday morning. No, I do not early vote. Never have, don't plan on it. What up, son? Look at there, Joe's got it now. But I didn't get it. Yeah. A guaranteed parking spot, huh? Joe, did you see your name changed? Yeah, Carlos, here we go. You need a closer for what? Yeah, buddy. I know, you love yours in the truck, didn't you? Oh, you need a shower. Okay. So you need a closer for the shower? Or a shower for your closer? Well, I stopped by and seen Grandma for a couple minutes. We had a rendezvous. Go ahead, get it out of your system, Kale. And I'd stopped and got me a sandwich. Cool. Oh, Grandma's doing good. I stopped and got me a turkey bacon ranch wrap. And I was talking to her when I was getting ready to stop. Yeah, I did. I love to comment on it, son. And she wanted one too, so I picked her up one. And went and picked up my load and then stopped by at our rendezvous spot. She brought me up some ice for my cup, and I gave her the sandwich. And got me a hug and a kiss and left. Joe, what I was telling you on there is you do not use no-stick spray on a no-stick skillet. It will make the no-stick start flaking off, peeling off, and that's extremely bad for you. So no, do not use it. Use butter, oil, anything like that, but do not use the no-stick spray on a no-stick skillet or any kind of dish. If it starts peeling, they say that it starts letting a gas out that gets into your food that's really bad for you. So don't do that no more. And I like the idea of it. You know, I do a lot of them oven bakes like that. But I don't think I'd want to put it through the processor like you did. I like my meat kind of chunky and stuff. Can't help it. That's the difference in how we cook. Yep, you don't use metal on it. Only We've gotten rid of pretty much all of our metal utensils. We're watching for some kind of plastic coated tongs and whisk. So if y'all have any of them around you, grab us up some and send them to your grandma. She got one of the plastic coated whisk, and it's in a wooden handle. Cheap made Walmart junk. She went using it, and every time she'd use it, it'd come out the end. Oh, she got frustrated. She finally broke out her Gorilla Glue or something and glued that stuff together. Now it don't come out no more. Oh, About time to get another box of tissues up here. Well, I waited until all the kids left. Then I bought me and Grandma a new good set of cooking stuff. Cool, Bradley. All right, son. Good night, buddy. Good night, Crystal. Yeah, I've got my cast iron. Little Joe's got his cast iron. I don't use it near as much. It's too heavy, too hard on Grandma when it comes time for washing. There's some stuff I prefer her to cook in cast iron, like when she makes the cornbread. I like my cornbread cooked in a cast iron skillet. Boy, that thing about that, Kale. Okay, I know what was probably the best one. My daughter was with me, was in St. Louis. We was following an old boy in a pickup with a decent looking bass boat on the trailer behind him. And actually she was taking pictures, old 35mm camera, which she wound up destroying that roll of film. Typical teenager. I know, and she opened it without winding it all the way. But was following his pickup, and he had to slam on his brakes, and that boat went from his trailer to in the back of his truck. Kind of ruined the day. I pulled out one around and kept going. Yep, I like frying my taters in them. I like warming up leftover beans in a cast iron skillet too. Actually, I like my pineapple upside down cake cooked in a cast iron, but Grandma don't do that. She don't like it that way. Well, driving is good, Bradley. How you doing on that double clutching? Derek, what's up? Nope, I ain't never heard of one run them through a scale house before. I've heard of trucks running through scale houses. Been a couple of them closed around the country over the years like that. I'll tell you another one, Cal. It was up in Ohio. What is that? 80 that circles around the bottom of Chicago. There's a scale house there. There was a J.B. Hunt trailer that had been hauling big old rolls of paper. And they loaded them suicide back then. They busted loose, evidently came together and broke the middle of that trailer, and it was sent down into the truck stop like so. Well, that's good as long as you're getting it down pat. It ain't that hard now, is it? Once you get that timing together. I had someone else that was asking me about how to work on the rhythm. I asked them if they'd do it. If I told them, and they never came back and said anything, or I missed it. And yes, I know, Little Joe, if you're still on here. Huh. Going to the scale house. Never heard of no such. But actually, it's not a bad idea. I assume y'all are going to go in there and see how it works. Probably go inside and talk to them. That ain't all bad, dude. That way you'll know what to expect the first time you have to go in there on your own. Yeah, I'm going to have to come by for you to do some house cleaning. I need you to wipe all the nicotine out of the truck. Go ahead and shampoo the floors. And bring me some Diet Mountain Dew too. Now, I got news for you. My bed's actually made. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you'd mentioned that before about the Adams family. Well, now that's something else that's good, Bradley. Doing the paper log. Too many drivers nowadays don't know how to do a paper log, so that's good. Uh-huh. I see Carlos had to erase his message to you there, JJ. He better not be driving while he's texting. Oh, it's been a rough week, but I'm getting through it. Oh, I know what you meant, Bradley. He's waiting on his trainer there, Bradley. He got to wait a minute to get hooked up. They got to find one that's got a real hard backhand. So when he messes up, he can backhand him, teach him a little bit of old school. They'll play none on him and have that little ruler, and when he messes the gear, he'll pop that hand with that ruler. Yeah, what did they do for his breakdown pay? Oh, after 10 o'clock already. I've been stopped for almost 3 hours. Well, that ain't bad. That ain't bad breakdown pay at all. No, I did not. I've had one of them weeks where I ain't done a whole lot of Facebook. And chances are, if you don't tag me in it, I won't see it. That's not being mean. I just have so many people on my list that I don't go try to go see what everybody's doing. I figure if they got something they want me to see, they'll tag me in it, which is what most people do. Well, no, not most of them. A few of them do. Bradley, don't even try to lecture me on per diem. I guarantee you, I know about per diem. And no, it is not helping you. It's helping the company. It's hurting you. But they're going to sell it to you that they're helping you. I guarantee you that. But it is not helping you at all. It hurts you. Yeah, it just came through, but I ain't going to open it right now. Yeah, that pickup pulled in there. It looks like a Ford, and it's steaming out the hood. And he's sitting there with it running. That makes a lot of sense. You ought to turn your truck off, buddy. I will. What's going on, Anthony? Well, Bradley, you want me to tell you the truth about it? Or you want to go by what they told you? All right, Kel, thanks for stopping in, man. Well, I hope I have a better week next week, too. This happens every once in a while. It's trucking, man. It can't always be good, or we wouldn't have nothing to complain about. Bradley, the way that works, buddy, is real simple. That $65 that they're paying you per diem, they don't pay no taxes on that. None. So where they're supposed to be paying in on your Social Security and all your other federal stuff, they don't pay none of that taxes in on that stuff. So at the end of the year, you do 65 times however many days you're out, and that's how much money that they did not pay their fair share on into your Social Security and everything else. If I understand the way the new taxes are coming out this year, you're not going to be allowed to deduct that per diem like we've been doing all these years. And now you're going to owe full taxes on all of it. So now they're going to tell you, oh, you don't have to pay the taxes. Well, that's true. You're not paying your taxes on that half in years gone by, but neither are they. And when you go to retire, they go by how much that you have filed and everything else. So they're really hurting you. They really are. You need to talk to a tax person that does taxes for you and see what they have to say about it. And they're going to tell you that the company is not paying their fair share of your taxes. And if what I hear about being true this year on not taking it off, which my tax lady warned me about it last year, well, technically a few months ago, there's going to be a lot of drivers that are in hurt if you do, 300 days out this year, which is not uncommon for a truck driver. So 300 times 65, that's about 18,000 or something? That's a heap of taxes that's going to have to be made up. That's true, Sign Cutter. I never thought about that, but you are correct. So yeah, if you're wanting to buy a house, that money ain't going to show up as income. That's going to hurt, ain't it? Well, I'm from Texas, Carlos. And Carlos is from California. Thank you, Anthony. Roll Tide, roll. And I think that's a red tide over there too. Well, I figured you remembered where I was from. I was trying to remind you where you're from. I just don't understand why you stayed there. Anthony's from Jersey. Oh boy. Pennsylvania. What up, Hans? Oh, it ain't all bad. I've definitely had worse. It ain't been the best day I ever had either, but got a little trucking done. Well, I think I'm right back where I started from this morning, only I was parked over yonder because it was raining. I parked over there on the concrete. Today I'm up here on the dirt. Would surprise me if it wasn't muddy. If it was muddy, I was going to be back over yonder. And no, we'll try not to hold it against you being from New Jersey. Just don't get mad when I call you a Yankee. Anywhere in December up that way is a bad day. I got one of your Jersey brothers that's on here also, but he don't do the live streams. He don't like the live streams. I don't know if he can't read or what, but he likes to want to just make my regular videos. Technically, your yellow brake, your yellow knob is for your truck brakes. Your red knob is for your trailer. If you don't have a trailer, do not pull the red one. If it's winter time, don't pull the red one. We don't set our trailer brakes in the winter time. Now there's some companies force you to, however they do that. The reason we don't set our brakes in the winter is because they'll freeze up. They've been wet, you've been out in the snow and stuff, they're wet, you set your brakes and it'll freeze them up. Then you'll be back there in the morning with alcohol, a hammer, a little blowtorch, whatever, trying to free them up. If you don't set them, they don't freeze. Another thing you can do is ride your brakes as you're coming in and get them good and hot and dry that moisture off of them and before you set them. You can also fan them a few times, which means set your brakes, release them, set your brakes, release them. Do anything you can in those ways to get them brakes dry before you set the brakes, or they'll freeze up. And they freeze up real easy. Thank you, Anthony. Hope that helped you, Cutter. You need to, well, you don't need to, but I would appreciate it if you contact me through Messenger, whether it's through YouTube or Facebook. I do have a Facebook for this, Simple Living with Papa Joe Facebook. I'd like to hear your opinion of that caravan. I've got 2 videos out on that caravan, so it's real easy for you to find out my opinion. I did one tonight and one last week. So it'll be real easy for you to find out my opinion. I bet you can almost guess what it is. Not anymore. I used to be addicted to coffee. Then when I started driving a truck, it wasn't too long after that that I cut the coffee out. When I started driving a truck, you didn't have all these water systems in all the towns and stuff, and then the truck stops. And depending upon where you was in the country, you could tell their water source by their coffee, and some of it was a pretty damn nasty. And every day you're getting a different kind of coffee, although they swore it was the same thing. And some of it just got so nasty, I just cut it out. So I learned to get by without it. Now, every once in a while, me and Grandma sit around the house. I still drink it periodically. But every blue moon, me and Grandma will sit around and have a couple cups. And I drink mine black, no sugar added, or creamer. Yeah. And of course, that also depends, Cutter. You have to always take into consideration how heavy you are, the incline that you're on, and everything else, how well your brakes are adjusted on your truck. You always got to be concerned about your brakes not holding. I am. I've never had them fail, so don't go thinking that. I'm just an overcautious individual. But that's also why I have a pretty damn good record out here for as many years as I've been out here, because I am overcautious. So, what can I say? Well, that always depends, like I just told him, Jason, it all depends upon your situation. Uh, and sometimes you're going to have trailers that the air leaks off of them anyway. So while you're still new and getting the hang of it, I would suggest you go through all the stuff I was talking about earlier. Ride your brakes a little bit and get them warm to dry that moisture off of them. Then after you, and I'll tell you something else about your winter driving now that we're coming into winter, which is, I've probably told you in some of my other winter driving videos. When you park up, if it's snowing or has been snowing, don't just back into your spot and stop and set your brakes. You want to drive forward and backward a little bit, pack that snow so that you stand a chance of getting out without being stuck. Take care of your business and whatnot, you know, your hour or so, whatever it takes you to do what you got to do. But when you come back out before you go to bed, if it's been snowing, drive forward and backwards a few times and pack that snow down again. Because you will get drifts around your tires and stuff. That stuff will be ice in the morning, and it can make it a nightmare to get out of your parking spot. So that's another one that you can do. And like I said, when you first stop, set your tractor brakes, not your truck brakes, and fan them brakes. Just hit your brakes a few times and start drying them brakes off out there. Them brakes, if they're adjusted right, will be real tight, and it should squeeze out most of any moisture that's on there. Then while they're open, they will form that ice, and when you hit them, you should be able to work some of that moisture out. The best thing that you can do is, if you know that you're stopping, ride your brakes. Even if you have to reach up here and pull the chicken brake down, that's what this thing on the steering column says, not for parking. That is a trailer brake only. So if you gently pull that down a little gently, you pull it too much and your trailer goes sideways. But when you're barely creeping along, going into that truck stop, pull that down a little bit. You're riding your trailer brakes, which will make them hot and burn the water off of them. Then you ain't got to worry about it so much. That depends, Hans. Are you a driver? Have you drove all over this country drinking their coffee? You can't get a regular cup of coffee no more. You go into these truck stops and they got 10 different kinds of coffee in there. And if you go in there and tell them, I just want a cup of coffee. I don't want all this fancy shit. I want a cup of coffee. They can't do it for you. Oh, well, we have this and we got... Coffee, just coffee. Well, that's cool, Bradley. Well, you probably got the same idea I got, Cutter. Tell me something, Bradley. If you're doing your pre-trip or your post-trip by yourself, how are you going to know how much slack you got in your slack adjuster? That's called travel. How are you going to know how much travel you have in your slack adjuster? What do you mean dismantle ice and CBP? And open borders. Bradley, if you're serious, young man, we could have words. Not a problem, Cutter. That's what I'm here for. I tell you one that I did drink. That was down in Florida. A friend of mine is married to she's a Spanish gal. She ain't from Mexico. One of them, Puerto Rico or something like that. And they have these little bitty sissy cups, like the little Chinese cups, not much more than a shot or two. And boy, I tell you, that's some stuff there. You have one of them little shots like that, and that just make your hair stand up. Probably what happened to mine. At this time of the election season, man, it's hard to get a reaction out of me on that. I just shake my head. Exactly, Cutter. They don't understand that some of us old men just want a regular old cup of coffee. I can't think of what that is Grandma buys. Folgers, that's what Grandma buys. Just regular old house blend Folgers type stuff. Nothing fancy at all. And I drink mine a little bit weak, but nothing in it. Thank you, Anthony. That's what I've heard, Carlos. Jose, what's up? But how are you going to check them, Bradley? That's what I'm asking you. The only way you can check the travel on that slack adjuster is by pushing this brake pedal. You're going to have one long leg to push the brake pedal and be back there on that trailer or on the tractor and see how much travel you got. How are you going to do that as a solo driver? And no, you're not going to get some other driver to check it for you or push your brake pedal. So when you say no less, make sure you got less than 1 inch, how are you going to check it? And I have had this discussion with DOT before. He was going to write me up for it. You can't do it. How did you catch your hand on fire? Well, no, it's not an espresso, what I was talking about. Well, maybe it is. I don't. It's not the espresso that the kids do nowadays at Starbucks and all that. These was some little bitty old cups. But damn, that was some potent stuff. Wow. Yep, that's exactly it, Cutter. Small cup and a big wallop. Well, that was not smart, Jose. Uh-huh. You know what he's talking about there, don't you, Carlos? That's what we used to use for our cruise control before they had a cruise control. And that ain't really made for your brakes, and you still ain't checking your travel. All you're doing is holding the brake down. To check your travel, you got to work that brake to see how far it's traveling. But if they got a new way out there, I'm happy for them. And all these years I've been out here, I've had one of them even question the travel. They're more interested in how thick your brake shoe is. And they even have an issue checking your travel when they're back there on one of their little boards and they're having you work it. Which, by the way, technically you don't have to help them do a DOT on your truck. I wouldn't suggest not helping, because that's going to open up a can of worms that you don't want opened. But technically you don't have to help them do it. Yes. Sleeper time is off duty. Uh, the only place I've ever had any issues with what kind of off duty I had was California. And I had been sick for a couple days. And I'd logged in the sleeper berth, because that's pretty much where I was, for about 3 days. And I hit the scale house over there by Grapevine, and they pulled me in for inspection. You could tell I was sick just from the look of me, my nose all red and the whole ordeal. They sent my logbook inside to the girls, and because that's how they do it out there. They get all your paperwork in your logbook, and they would take it inside, and then the guy out there in the bay, he would work you over. So when I went inside, she questioned me being in the sleeper berth for 3 days. And I said, yeah, I'm sick. And you never got out of the sleeper. I said, I went in to use the bathroom a couple of times. Oh, well, you should have logged off duty. Say, what? That was one of them big California tickets that you hear the horror stories about. And I mean, they hammered me hard on it because I didn't log off duty to go in and use the bathroom. That's the only state that's ever done it. I don't go into the sleeper berth on my ELD or nothing else. I go off duty. Period. No. But yeah, sleeper berth and off duty is both considered off duty. Well, thank you, Carlos. And it won't be long and I'll be getting that sleeper berth time. That's going to say I'm off duty. Now, something there, Cutter, that you do need to make sure that you make a habit, which I'm bad about it. I'm getting better, but I'm bad about it. There's a place on here where you're supposed to, every time you change loads, there's certain information that you change on your ELD. On my paper logs, it wasn't a problem because it's right there in my face. On this ELD, it's not. But it's who your shipper was, your bill of lading number, what your commodity is. That's one of the things that they tell me that they're busting drivers for on this ELD. Because we had it right there in our face on the paper logs. We don't have it in our face here, so drivers forget it. Well, that's something I'm working on, trying to remember every trip. Cuddly, what's up? Oh, Cutie Conway lover, my bad. All right, Carlos, enjoy your evening, man. Nope, you are wrong, Bradley. You are correct that if you log sleeper berth, yeah, it means you're supposed to be in the sleeper. That's true. But no, you do not have to log 10 consecutive hours in the sleeper berth to have your 10-hour break. That is not true. You have to log 10 consecutive off-duty hours, whether it's off-duty or in the sleeper berth in any combination of. But it means 10 hours of not driving and not on duty. Any way you want to do it. You can do 2 hours up, 2 hours sleeper, 2 hours up, 2 hours sleeper until you get 10 hours. And that makes you legit. Now, if you're going to do a split sleeper berth, that's a whole new animal. There you have to log 8 consecutive hours in the sleeper berth to do a split. But I ain't even going to get into all that with you. Yeah, you can. If you're at a shipper and you're getting jacked around, yes, you can go in, show on your sleeper berth, and you can go in there. And but that does not stop your 14-hour clock. All that's doing is showing you off duty in some fashion. But it does not stop your 14-hour clock. It stops your 11-hour clock, which is your most important one to you, because your 11 hours is what makes you your money. So it will stop your 11-hour clock. But if you're there, let's say you drove 8 hours and you got to your shipper or receiver, you do what you got to do. You go off duty or in the sleeper berth, and you're there for 2 hours. When you come back up, what did I say, 8 hours? So now you have burnt 10 of your 14. So it will stop your 11 hours, but it don't stop your 14 hours. Yeah, get you a system down. The easiest way to learn it is get your state book, whatever your state is, get your state book, and start it with the outside front, and however they have it listed in your book, and I shouldn't say start with your outside front, that's how I did it. However they have your pre-trip inspection in your state driver's manual that you get at the DMV, start going over it exactly like they do and learn every part. Make sure that you know the parts, not just the name of it. Know where that part is on the vehicle. They're going to want you to know what you're talking about, not just memorize it, which you're going to be memorizing it. That's the only way you'll pass it. But when you say that you're checking the kingpin or the is it the king nut they call it, or crown nut, whatever they call it, he might ask you, all right, what is that? Show that to me. And you better be able to reach over there and touch it and say, this thing right here. Yeah, there is. Just like there's some great videos out there about shifting out in 18 speed, and I'm sure others. Lauren, what's up? Yes, that's what we was talking about. College YouTube accounts. When I got a lot of people that come over here to my channel and want to get advice, and I give a lot of advice and instructions, and this ain't no college account. So no, just being a college account, and you're telling them to go to some place that, yeah. Well, congratulations, Lauren. Well, thank you, Jose. Congratulations on your CDL, too. So how did you pass the pre-trip? Did you just take the state CDL book and start learning it how they tell you to take it in there? No? How did you do it? No, that ain't a mirror back there. That's a reflection from lights back there. Well, it ain't a method. It's you just keep going over it until you get it down pat. Everybody has their own ways of doing stuff. Association is usually your best way, but repetition, man, just keep doing it over and over until you get it down. It's always easier if you have a partner with you and do you out a little printout, do copies of it. And as you're going through it, they can check it off. And that way at the end of it, you can see what you missed. But you and them take turns. If you have a study buddy, then you two take turns continuously going over it. Do it a couple times of a morning, couple times of an evening. Do it as many times during the day that you can. Well, that's what I'm talking about, Lauren, was your state book. And you didn't learn it from the book? Bed inspection, Jose, really? Well, yeah, once you get into school, them having the paper helps. But that paper, you'll find out, is going to look just damn near identical to the state one. Well, there you go. There, she's giving you a video. Yeah, that's the buddy system. No, Jose. I ain't buying that. Nope. They cannot give you a ticket for not having your bed made up. That is false. There's another false one out there about the sheets. Having to have white sheets and not colored sheets. Well, folks, we've been an hour and a half. It's been fun. I've been shut down almost 4 hours. I need to give me a little bit of shut-eye. Thank y'all for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Nope, that ain't true either, Bradley. They can inspect your whole truck, including your sleeper berth. That's point blank. Most of them do not, but they do have the right to. Your deal about no passengers, Jose, that is not correct either. You can have passengers. You are supposed to have a permission slip from your company showing, if you're a company driver, showing that your company has authorized them to ride with you. If you're an owner-operator, you don't have to have that paper. It's your truck. That is correct, Lauren. That's right, Jason. It's a commercial vehicle. You gave up your privacy rights when you got that CDL and clumb into that truck. And yeah, they can inspect everything they want. They can search everything they want. And yes, you'll hear trucker stories out there how this truck driver told them, no, you're not. They're full of crap. They didn't do no such thing. And if they did, they would be in trouble. That's right, Lauren. That's that. You can't tell them that I'm looking at the wipers. You have to tell them I'm checking the wipers, make sure that they're there, they're intact. They don't seem to be any kind of damage, missing rubber, cracked. You're correct. There's a lot of stuff that you have to tell them, not just the part and not just where it is if they ask. You know, like if you're under the hood name and everything, when you mention your fan belts, I'm checking my fan belts, you got to tell them exactly what you're checking for. And not when they ask. It needs to be automatic. I'm checking my fan belts. I'm looking to make sure that they're there, they're not missing, that they're not cracked, torn, worn, blah, blah, blah. It gets a little bit drawn out. Well, if you're driving for a company, then yeah, you have to have insurance. And you have to pay for it. Grandma's fixing to get on the truck and ride with me for a little bit. And that's what I'm doing with the company right now. I'm getting the proper authorization and the papers and the insurance and everything for Grandma to ride with me. Yeah, and every state's a little bit different on what order and how they do it exactly. I'm finding out that there's several states now that they have different cards for your inspection. So if there's 4 of you that are testing that day for that one officer, that inspector or tester, whatever you want to call him, then you might get just the cab, or you might get just the trailer. And my understanding is that even with that being broke down like it is, everybody still has to check the fifth wheel area and all that stuff. So it is a little bit different for every state. No, you won't see her riding along. Grandma don't do videos. Well, and that's how it was when I took the test too. Everybody had to do everything. But they changed it up a little bit. I want to encourage you all to go over there to the Patreon page. Please sign up over there and help support the channel. Go to Facebook, join up over there. Go to the About page on either one. There's links to everything that you would need to get to, the Facebook, Patreon, all that. We've got the shirts out. We've got that Christmas shirt special going. Well, that ain't a special. I'm trying to, yeah, I know you did, Bradley. Thank you. But I got that Christmas thing going on I'm trying to do. So, where am I stationed? In my truck. Yeah, to get it memorized, it takes some people longer than others, and others longer than some. But whatever it takes to get it down. I run out of Oklahoma. Our yard is based out of Oklahoma. I do Oklahoma and Texas back and forth anymore. Yes, I have ran all 48 and Canada. All right, folks, I'm off of here. Thanks for coming in. Y'all remember, God loves you. So do I. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night. We'll see how it works out. Night, Cutter. Good night, everybody.